In the next 15-16 minutes, I'm going to build a playable video game, a 3D solar system, a personal finance app, and turn a boring spreadsheet into an executive dashboard, all without writing a single line of code. And I'm doing it all inside a tool that most people don't even know exists. It's called Gemini Canvas. And honestly, it's one of the most powerful things Google has ever shipped. I've got 8 demos lined up for you today. Some of them are practical, some of them are just straight up fun. And all of them will completely change the way you think about what AI can do. Also, at the end, I'll share a personal story about how I used it to build an app to solve a problem in about 5 minutes. I'm Jamie, welcome to Teachers Tech, and let's get into it. So first, what exactly is Canvas? And if you've used Gemini before, you know it's a chatbot. You type something in, it types back. Canvas changes that completely. Canvas is an interactive workspace that lives right inside Gemini. So instead of just getting text responses, Canvas can build you real working applications, games, dashboards, tools, quizzes, infographics, things you can actually click on, interact with, and share. And here's the best part, it's available to everyone. Free Gemini users can access Canvas right now. If you have the Gemini Pro or Ultra, you get the upgraded model and million token context window, which means it can handle much more bigger, more complex projects. Canvas launched in March 2025, and it's been massively upgraded since then. So if you tried it earlier on and thought it was, it's okay, go back and try it now. It's a completely different experience. Let me show you exactly how to get to Canvas. It takes about 5 seconds. Go to gemini.google.com, click on the tools, and there it is. That's it, you're in Canvas mode. Now, anything you type will generate an interactive output instead of just plain text. I recommend using the Pro model for most of your work in Gemini Canvas because it gives you the best balance of quality and reliability, and only switching to thinking when you're tackling really complex step-by-step reasoning. For our first demo, we're going to build something genuinely useful, a full personal budget planner, and I mean a real app, not just a list of numbers. Here's the prompt I'm going to use, but first I'll change it to Canvas, and I just want to point out the prompts I use will be down below in the description so you can test out these same ones. Now I'm asking it to create a smart personal budget planner app, and I gave it categories. So the more specific that you know what you want in it, this will help it when it builds things for the first time. So add real-time calculations showing total income, total expenses, remaining balance, include a pie chart. So I'm asking for some charts, and I want alerts. So you can kind of get an idea of what I'm asking for and the type of theme, modern dark theme. I'm going to go and submit this. See right here how Canvas opened up right now. I can watch the coding happen here, and everything's getting coded. It will say over here, I'll create a comprehensive real-time personal budget planner using React, Tailwind, CSS, and Firebase Firestone. So this just takes a few moments, and then we'll test it out. So look at this. Here's it in preview. So this is what I was talking about before. We have our code view and we have preview. Here is the working app. Let's move it over to full screen. So what I'm going to do is just share, and you'll notice I can take this, I can copy the link, or how else I can save it, but I'm just going to open up a new tab and paste that link in, and look at this. I'll be in full view right here. So this I could share with somebody else. Let's give it a little test here. So you can see I have expenses and income. So if I go to income first, and let's say you can see the different categories I could pick from. Let's say my salary is going to be $5,000 a month. I could put a note, we'll add that, and it goes up here. So in expenses, all the different ones here, I go ahead and put 1,000 in here and add. So right away, you can see how the recent activity is. There's the spending breakdown. Let's go ahead and add one more. We'll say entertainment, and I'm going to go see if it gives me an alert. I'm going to say $5,000, add transaction. And I can see that remaining balance right now is not too good here. So it does show me the alert up top. I just want to point out, you can see how I click share and I went and copied the link. If you're using a school or work account, that option isn't going to be there. So you can go and click the copy contents, and then you can embed it into a different site if you did it that way, but this share button isn't listed. So if you're looking for it, that's what's happened. Okay, you're going to love this one. Did you know you could build a website with Canvas? And not only that, you can connect your NotebookLM to build a website around the research you've done in there. Watch this. So if I just go add files, we have NotebookLM here. I'm going to use this notebook right here, this NASA space launch about the Artemis one. It has lots of research in there. So I'm going to turn it to Canvas, and I'm just going to give it this prompt. And this is a detailed prompt. The more detail you have that you're going to give it, you're going to get more of what you like. But also you can have a conversation with Gemini to walk through what you should be doing in a website or building an app. And then you can you can let it know those details that it's asking. So in this one, analyze the attached NotebookLM of that one. I need you to act both as a UX designer. So I want it to know how to design well. Build an entire page using a Tailwind CSS via CDN. And the design layout must be clean, technical. So you can see there's lots of description. You can take a look down below at this prompt a little bit more, but I'm going to submit this. So here it is. Let's go to full view just by going to the share, and I'm copying and pasted over here. So here is just the one pager of it that we have, the design and everything that it put together. I could share this link out with other people, and all that information from NotebookLM is over here. I have another video where I go into more detail. If you want to download this as an independent file and upload and host it on your own, I'll put a link to the video right up in the card and down below in the description. Okay. This next one's going to blow your mind if you work with data in any way. I got a plain CSV file here, just a spreadsheet with 50 rows of quarterly sales data, product names, regions, revenue numbers, pretty boring on its own. What I'm going to do is upload this file to Canvas and ask it to turn this raw data into a fully interactive executive dashboard. Okay, I'm just going to drag this in and drop it, turn it over to Canvas, and here is my prompt. I wanted to analyze the data and create that interactive executive dashboard. I want a revenue trend line, chart by quarter, bar chart. You can see all the different description I'm giving it. Use a clean, professional, dark theme. Let's submit. All right, that was under a minute, and I have this back here. Let's take a quick look. If you've ever built dashboards and if you've built it in Excel, you know how long it can take to go through and build everything. But here we have, I can see as I hover over, it lets me see what different things are. There's some filters across the top here. Let's look at North America. When I pick it, everything adjusts, and I have some products and everything adjusts automatically as I go through. I just want to point out, if you want to change something like the colors, or if something's not the way you like it, you just go back over to here and tell it what you want to change, and it will update this app. This next demo is one of my favorites because it chains two powerful features together. Gemini has a feature called Deep Research. It goes out onto the web, reads dozens of sources, and writes you a comprehensive research report on any topic. It's like having a research assistant who works in seconds. But here's what most people don't know. Once Deep Research gives you that report, you can click on one button and turn it into an interactive quiz automatically. Let me show you how. I'm going to go to Tools first, and I'm going to click Deep Research. This is what I'm going to ask. Research the history and science of sleep, why we need it, sleep stages, and common myths. First, I'll send that away. Deep Research is going out, reading sources, building a plan, and compiling everything into a structured report. This usually takes about 30 seconds, maybe a minute, depending on how deep it has to go to find the information. It puts together a plan, and then I just can either edit plan or start research. And here it is. I always forget how long it actually spends on the research. That took about 9 minutes, but the amount of websites that it goes through, I think they went through 65 to 80 different websites to pull together this information here. But that's not the point of this video. What I want to show you now is creating a quiz, and we're just going to go up top here. Notice all the things I can quickly create. I'm going to go to quiz and go ahead and create. And here's my quiz. And I don't know the answers to these. I'll give it a try. Let's go. I could show a hint. We'll say discovery of REM. Oh, I got it right. Maybe I should stop there while I was ahead. But now you can dig in and get an assessment of your knowledge of this research. If you're a student, this is incredible. Research any topic for an exam, then quiz yourself on it. If you're just curious about something, this is the fastest way to actually learn and retain this information. If you close out up top here and go back in the thread, you can open up the original research again. And again, take a look at the different options that you have to create. We're going to build a fully playable video game from a single prompt, no coding, no game engine, just plain English. Here's what I'm going to ask Canvas to build. Look what I'm going to get it to create. A retro-style Space Invader game with a synthwave neon aesthetic. I'm not going to go through all the details. You can stop and pause to look at this, but I'm just going to go ahead and hit submit. Now, that took under a minute. Let's go see if it works here. I can see, okay, arrow keys, move, space, fire. Let's initiate link. Oh, okay. Oh, I'm moving. Oh, this is very, very similar to what, I wonder if I can click on these here. Nope, that doesn't make me move. Just the arrow keys like it says. Looks like I'm going to die right away here. Okay, so that was made with a single prompt. And remember the cool part, go up here and you can share this link. Anyone with this link can play your game. No download required. Maybe you should try building your own favorite classic game, Snake Breakout, Tetris, Pong, or invent something completely new. Describe it and Canvas will build it. Next up, infographics. And this one's going to be really useful for anyone who creates content or presentations. I'm going to start by creating a Canvas document just by going right here. And this is what I'm going to ask it. Write up the top 5 productivity tips backed by research, and I'm just going to submit. Canvas gives me a nicely structured document with 5 solid productivity strategies, good content, but it's just plain text. Now watch this. I'm going to go to create and just choose infographic. Look what it designed for me here. And I'm just going to go and copy this and move it over to the web page so we can see it in full. Here we go. We even have the links across the top. And we have this information. You could present this in so many different ways. If you want to, you could take any of these and just do screenshots of these as well, and then you'd have the images. But right now, you can see as you hover over them, the information's going to give you a little bit more details. If you think building a 2D game was impressive, wait until you see this. We're going to build a fully interactive 3D solar system, and you can orbit the camera around it, click on planets, and explore. Here's the prompt. Okay, so this is the prompt. You can see I'm asking it to create the interactive 3D solar system. I have some different information that I'm asking to put into it. And one fun fact, include a star field background, add controls to speed up, slow down, make the camera orbitable with mouse drag. I'm going to submit. Okay, again, this is under a minute that it took to create this. It gives me some information how to interact with this visualization. If I hover over, I can zoom up and I'm just scrolling with my mouse. Let's see if I can click on any of these for, oh, it does give me information. Remember I asked for the fun fact here. So it gave me some information about it. So the distance from it, we have orbit speed up top here. I can make things much faster or slow it down. This was a single prompt. Okay, last demo, and this one might save you some money. Think about all those apps and tools you pay every month, task managers, timers, habit trackers, simple utilities that cost $5, $10, $20 a month. What if Canvas could just build you them? Let me show you how. I'm going to clone a Pomodoro timer app. So here's the prompt. You can see what I'm asking it to create here. I go through a 25-minute work sessions and 5-minute breaks, a large circular countdown. So I'm getting into the descriptive part, a task list where I can add what I'm working on each session, sound notification when timer ends, daily statistics. I'm going to go submit. Okay, here it is. Right away, I'm thinking, I'm going to ask it to fix this. I don't like how those fonts are kind of cut off there, but we can see there's task here. If I go ahead and put it in, let's say I'm going to study, it will add it to it. I can hit my timer, it starts to go. I can jump ahead. If I take a break, I can go back to this. And this should be a reset button. So everything seems to work here, but I am going to just say this. Fonts are cut off in the circle, make the circle larger. Let's see if it can fix it right away. Okay, look at this. This literally took 30 seconds to fix it. It went through, it enlarged the radius. I don't have that font crowdedness now. So anything you want to fix, just go ahead and ask it. Here's the thing I want you to take away from this demo. Think about the tools you use every day, the ones you pay for, the simple ones, timers, calculators, trackers, planners. How many of those could Canvas just build for you? Probably more than what you'd expect. I have a quick story to tell you about how I used Canvas the other day to solve a problem. I had a teacher wondering about how to just create flashcards, mirrored back to back, and they just wanted to automate the process where they didn't have to do it manually. So you think this would be easy to find. In Canva, you could do something it seemed like, but the instructions she wasn't understanding. So I just came over to Canvas here and I created one. So in this case right here, I had a little back and forth about it. I wanted to be able to drag in a CSV file. and I put it in like this, and then I went to preview, and this is it right here. So, and then I wanted the download as a PDF, and the PDF is right here. So it goes and creates this PDF. So when I print it out, the words are on the first page. Then if you do it back to back, you'd have these on the back fit lined up. So in about 5 minutes, I was able to create this, just a little back and forth conversation and modifying it. And then I just clicked share, copy, and sent that link to the teacher where they could just simply do it because they already had all the lists created. All right, so here's my challenge to you. Go to Gemini right now, open up Canvas, and build something. It could be a tool you've always wanted, a game you think would be fun, a dashboard for your data, anything. Also, let me know in the comments, what demo was your favorite? Was it the 3D solar system, the Space Invaders, the dashboard? I'm curious. Thanks for watching this week on Teacher's Tech. I'll see you next time with more tech tips and tutorials.